So my aunt was visiting for a couple of days and I thought that I would just let her go through and tell me what she thinks about each character within Genshin Impact. Now the audio isn't exactly the best just because we were both trying to share one microphone, which isn't exactly ideal, but I went through in post, I tried to fix it to the best of my ability, boost the audio levels, remove the background noise, all of that fun stuff that's really not fun to try and do. So hopefully in the end, it's not all that noticeable. If you enjoy it, feel free to press that like button and check that you're subscribed if you want to be, and with that being said, let's get straight into the video. First character is Amber.
Hi, Amber.
You don't have to say hi to the character.
Well, I'm just being polite.
Oh, okay.
So, Amber, you've got some feathers. What the heck is that?
That's her Baron Bunny. It's a bomb.
It's a bomb? That's your weapon?
It's one of her weapons.
Oh my goodness. So those are bunny ears coming out your head, not feathers. Thought they were feathers.
I mean, they're kind of just decorative.
I like the look. It's,
it's very...
It's got something going for it.
Playboy Bunny-esque.
Yeah, it is kind of. Yeah, the leggings are rather risque, I would say.
So as long as you don't read anything on screen, there's 5 weapons in the game, and we could just go through and you could guess which character wields what weapon.
She's crying again. Oh, it's the bunny. Is the bunny crying because she's barren? Or
No.
You said it was a barren bunny,
It's
right?
a Baron Bunny, but it's like B-A-R-O-N.
Oh, bairn, like a wee bairn.
Like a baron, like I don't know.
B-A-I-R-N is like a Scottish child, a wee bairn. That's what you're talking about, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
All right. But you said her weapon was a bomb.
Well, that's just one of her skills, but each character has one weapon that they use primarily. They all have an idle animation, that's one of them.
So it's kind of like a witch and her familiar.
There are some witch characters, but she's not really. It's just
Okay. It's
just a weapon, I guess,
just a
which was made by a different character for her.
And then she stole it?
No, it was given to her.
Oh, well, that was nice. She's looking for something.
So out of the weapon types, what do you think she would use?
Well, I don't know what some of these are, so that's problematic.
Well, okay, so sword.
Is a sword.
Claymore is kind of just like a two-handed sword.
Oh.
And there's a polearm, which is like a spear.
Okay.
Catalyst is like magic, so they wield, it's a book, but they use magic, and then a bow is a bow.
Okay. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Weather alert.
Amber.
Amber.
Amber, I think those items on top of your head still look like feathers. I'm going to say that your weapon is a bow.
It is a bow.
It is a bow.
Which unfortunately I can't even show here because they don't let me on this screen for some reason. But
Well-
it does say bow.
How about that? How about that?
oh,
That's
geez.
Canadian. How about that? She's probably not Canadian.
No.
And there's the wee baron dropping into her.
The wee bear. The Baron Bunny.
B-A-R-O-N.
Yes.
Oh, it isn't Baron. It's a Baron. Baron von Bunny. I like it.
Now we have Kaeya.
Hi, Kaeya. I'm going to try not to look at the weapon.
Yeah, unfortunately it shows that unless I can just go to, I can go to like this screen.
He's got the pirate look going on.
Oh, but then I can't zoom out. Wow, game design.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I should probably just say he's cryo element because there's all different elements in the game.
Remember the elements, yes. Cryo, so that hence the kind of the frozen look about him in the snow.
Yeah.
Okay. Or sort of pseudo snow.
Pseudo
Cryo snow.
The eye patch was inherited from his grandfather.
Was he a pirate?
Maybe. I think so.
I mean, that's like what comes to mind. He's got a long ponytail, and it makes him look a little feminine, but he still has a handsomeness about him, I think. That works.
That works.
He doesn't talk as much as Amber. That's obvious.
I mean, it's just on this screen with their idle animations. I think she had some sounds that she makes. I don't think he really says anything. Oh, plus, I don't think on that screen he would do his idle animations.
Okay.
So what weapon do you think that he
let's
wields?
He's throwing out money, so it's a counting machine. No, it's a calculator. No, it's not
What?
money. I'm thinking of money, like the money thing. Money.
ATM?
Yeah, he wields an ATM. Oh, see, there you go.
Well,
It's a sword.
there is a spoiler. Yeah, he wields the sword.
Okay, but it's just the regular,
Yeah, it's just a sword.
just the small s, sword.
Sword.
Sword. I think he's trying to look rather devilish, see? And that's a very carefree attitude right there when people can do that. And then he grabs the money. So I'm going to say he's greedy, just to just kind of comes to that.
I don't know if he's really greedy. He is, I would say, kind of manipulative, if I could say that word.
Yeah, manipulative. That would.
He kind of works behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like if something interests him, then he'll do it. And if it doesn't, he just doesn't really care.
So he's into himself.
I guess. We have like a witch, Lisa.
Oh, Lisa the witch. So does she have a familiar?
No.
Okay. She has a weapon.
So I think this one's easier to guess the weapon.
She's gonna be the one with the catalyst spell book.
So unfortunately, she's talked up to be a very powerful character, but in game, she's kind of not so much. Kind of one of the weaker ones.
Then what? But if she has spells, then I would think that would make her stronger because she can do things that others can't do because they just have three-dimensional weapons as opposed to her.
As opposed to her four-dimensional weapon.
Does she have a four-dimensional?
I don't know.
Seems like her weapon would be multi-dimensional.
Oh, it transcends space and time.
Pretty much, yeah. And she's a Trekkie too. So I like the hat. Very fashionable. Could be a trend.
Could be a trend.
Kind of a medieval look to it too.
Yeah, I don't know really what time this game is set in because it doesn't really feel medieval, but it's not modern whatsoever.
No, it's not modern either. You could easily put it somewhere in the Middle Ages or the Renaissance. And she's got little pieces of all of that going on.
Yeah, but it's definitely fantasy based.
Yes,
because
definitely.
there's still dragons and everything.
We gotta have dragons. I mean, what's the world without dragons? Fire-breathing monsters and demigorgons. I mean, dragons are it.
They're it. We can move
Now
on
we
to
have
Barbara.
Hey.
Hey.
She has just a regular kind of name.
Right now, there's 3 regions in the game, and for the most part, they're based on actual places in the world. So she's from Mondstadt, which is based mostly on Germany.
Oh.
And then there's Liyue, which is like China, and then Inazuma is based on Japan.
Okay.
So she's from the Germany-based one. So their names usually are more like, easily identifiable. Like Lisa was from the Germany-based one. Barbara, it's like more common names for at least what we're used to. And she's one of the more annoying idol animations.
Yeah, I can hear her singing. It's kind of an annoying voice.
Yeah.
Usually when I hear voices like that, I say, shouldn't that child be in bed?
I guess I should also say it's all in Japanese.
It didn't sound like English.
Yeah, you can set it to English, but I just prefer Japanese voices.
She's also young. She's like a little kid.
She's a deaconess at the cathedral that they have.
Okay. So she's a religious type?
Yeah, I mean, the religions in the game worship like the gods of each region, and those are the ones that imbue people with powers.
Gotcha.
What weapon type?
Let's see. She does the pole arm.
She's another catalyst user.
Oh, I didn't know I could go.
Oh yeah, there's only 5
Okay.
weapon types and
Oh.
there's a lot of characters. So if you like, I mean, you could see she has a little catalyst here.
Oh, the little book. Yes, you have to
Little
zoom
book.
in. I can't see things. So that's a definite sort of religious. When you turned her around, and she has those things going down her back. That's like very Christian, Catholic, what priests and popes wear. But she's very
Annoying.
annoying. Yes, I mean once in a while it's okay, but if you were to listen to it all the time,
Yeah, those only play when you like stop walking in the game. So if you ever stop walking, you'll just start hearing that over and over.
you just start walking again real fast.
Yeah, you just tap W once to make her take a step so she shuts up.
Wow, that's one way.
Yeah. Razor.
Ooh,
He was raised by wolves.
aren't they all?
I mean, this one literally was. So he speaks kind of broken, I can't really call it English because now it's Japanese, but
Right.
broken language since he was raised by the wolves, so he's not as well versed.
It's a really cool outfit, costume, wardrobe on some, whatever you want to call it.
His garb.
His garb, yeah, I like that garb. His trousseau. He's got red eyes, so he's got a little bit of magic in him. Those red eyes.
So what weapon type do you think he is?
I think he's maybe he's the polearm.
He is a claymore user.
Oh.
I wish I could show it.
I was gonna say I'd like to see it. As you said, it's like a spear. No, the
The
polearm
claymore
is
is
like
like a 2-arm.
oh, the 2-armed
Sword.
He's a little piratey too. He has that kind of swashbuckling look with a little,
I guess a little bit, yeah.
little.
It's just because he lives in the woods.
What does he live on? Nuts and berries.
Berries, he hunts with the other wolves, so like boars,
Oh, okay.
just whatever's out.
So he's an omnivore. Good to know.
Then we move on to Xiangling.
Ooh.
So she's a chef. That's like her big thing in the game is she does a ton of cooking.
You would.
And then she has this little friend, which was the god of cooking at one point in time. The god of the stove.
So you have all these powerful gods, the god of fire and the god of water, the god that can move mountains. And then, hi, who are you? I'm the god of cooking.
Yeah, well, years ago it was much stronger and like fought in the wars with the other gods, but then over time I think it lost its power, so now it's just this little bear thing that lights the oven for her.
Is it the Baron von Bear?
No, that's Guoba.
Guoba. Sounds kind of like guava. Guoba. Whoops, there he is again.
So what weapon type do you think she would use?
She would be a... I'd have to say she would be a... Well, there's no knife on here, so I'll have to say the pole arm then.
That is correct.
Spear, because she would be spearing. She'd be putting kebabs on the spear, or she would be...
Kebabs her enemies.
And is she eating dragon fruit?
That's an apple.
Oh, it looked like dragon fruit.
Easily mistakable.
Have you ever seen a dragon fruit?
Yeah.
Okay. Not so terrible then. But they stain your lips and your teeth if you eat them. She's a renowned chef from
Liui.
Liui.
I always feel like I'm saying all their names and places wrong. I try, but because they're based on different languages, I'm sure it's still not exactly correct.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's okay. At least you try.
I think I should also have... Obviously, I already said this one's name, but I should try to have you pronounce the names.
I'll do it.
Some of them...
Xiangling is hers. Is that what you said?
It's not that far off.
Yeah.
I mean, some people say it like Xiangling, some people say Xiangling. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty close.
I would say Beidou.
Yeah, it's Beidou.
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 Okay, that makes sense, actually, yes.
Once again, you get that pirate aesthetic.
I do. I get the pirate. And she's doesn't have that baby voice.
No. That's why I like the Japanese voices, because I always feel like it gives more personality, which I'm sure is easily debatable depending on what people like. Some people play in like Chinese, Korean, English, Japanese, but I don't know, I just like the voices more. It might be just because I can't understand what they're saying, so I just go based on tone, but...
Yeah, so she's kind of a tomboy, I see that, the way she just wiped her mouth with her forearm. Yes. And she's electric. She's got electros as her... She's
the captain of a ship.
Oh.
So she's very commanding.
Okay, I got that. She doesn't like she takes any crap from anybody.
And could you guess what weapon type she might use?
Let's see. I think she does a sword too.
She's the claymore.
Finally
a claymore user.
Claymore. Oh, she has a drinking problem too.
She's an alcoholic.
An alcoholic piratess with electrons floating around. I bet her thighs get cold.
I don't know, if you're out on the ocean in the sun all day, you think she'd be a bit tanner too.
She covers herself with zinc every morning.
I guess.
She doesn't get any tan.
She got the SPF 50.
The SPF 1000. Xingqiu.
At least the way I would say it is Xingqiu.
Okay.
So he's from the Liyue, based on China.
Okay. So he kind of looks like a dandy from medieval times. You know, they would call someone who's nice sword.
Spoiler alert.
He looks a bit foppish. Like back in the 1700s, the men dressed up in a certain way that was very feminine.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the vibe I'm getting from him. And it looks like he also has a catalyst because he's got that book.
He's an author.
Oh, okay.
And he does a lot of writing and reading. Mm-hmm. So that's what that book is.
So he's educated.
Yeah.
And builds the sword. Now these guys fight each other, right?
No, some of them are enemies in the game, but then they're also playable characters. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, they're all characters that you encounter throughout the game, and you can have them on your team, and then you fight other things. What do you think her name is?
Wow.
I feel like it's not as hard.
Ningguang?
Ningguang.
I think once you learn the letter pairs and the different sounds, it's just like learning another language. She looks a little... Is she half horse?
No.
Oh, if you look at her from there, doesn't it look like a horse should see her legs? And like at first it looked like she was pregnant or something, but now no. See, like you expect a horse's torso to come out of her.
So you think she's a centaur?
Yeah, she's got a bit of that centaur look.
So she's all about money.
Oh, she should get together with that flipping coin dude.
She has a jade chamber, which is like a giant floating palace in the sky that she built, and she kind of runs the whole Liyue region. Mm-hmm. And in a way, she kind of runs it. Or like people just really respect her and fear her. Because if she says something, it goes.
And she has ears on top of her head.
Well, that's just her hair.
That's a bow. They look like ears, like cat ears or
I was
something.
like, yeah, she does have ears.
Well, you can't tell because you can't see them.
You kind of can.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So what weapon type do you think she is?
I'm gonna give her a bow.
She's a catalyst again.
Man, where's the book?
She doesn't have an idle animation with one. And not all characters have them on their person, just some of them do.
Was that a pipe that she...
I think it's a smoking pipe,
Okay.
I think.
So what does she do in her jade palace? What's the... Counts her money. It looks like money, like she's got gold.
Well, she's the geo element, so those are like little rocks.
Okay.
But yeah, she's just all about the market, basically. She's like a stock trader.
I bet she's into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Maybe. So this is...
Fischl?
Yeah, and she's from Mondstadt, so it's like the German-based region. But she's all into cosplay and role-playing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's...
Dramatic.
I think, what was her real name's Amy.
Okay.
But she goes by There's a very long title. I don't know if it says it. Oh yeah, right here. I won't even try to pronounce it.
Prinzessin der Verteilung. Wow. Travels with something about a raven named Oz.
Yeah, so she does have a familiar,
I was gonna say.
which it was an imaginary friend at like one point in time, but then when she was given her vision, it became an actual familiar that she can use.
Okay.
Which is Oz, and it's a little raven.
So she does have, kind of a witch.
Yeah, I mean, it is I don't know exactly who she's meant to be cosplaying or if it's just a made-up character.
Right. And she needs to get a haircut because she can't see out of her left eye.
What weapon do you think that she would wield?
I think she would be a bow.
She is.
Oh, I finally got one.
I think you've gotten 2 correct so far.
But it sounds like she would be a catalyst because she's a witch, so she's got that whole...
I don't think it's really a witch. I can see where you get like
Yeah.
the witch aesthetic from the outfit. Like you put a hat on her, then yeah, with the little witch hat.
Well, I'm talking bats on the hair ties. See?
Oh, yeah.
It does have a baddish look. But, witches are not your standard. Witches can be good, bad, black or white. There you have lots of different properties, and they're not, shouldn't be lumped into all the old crones with warts on their noses. That's not...
I think she's
That's a
like, this is meant to be very gothic looking.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
This is an easier name.
It's Bennett. Bennett looks like he belongs in the mountains of Austria, and he yodels well.
His whole thing is he's very unlucky.
Aw.
If something can go wrong, it does.
Aw. Something just went wrong.
Well, he has an adventure, or not adventure guild. Is it adventure guild? He has some sort of like guild thing, party, but he's the only member of it because all the other members left because of all the bad stuff that kept happening. What weapon do you think he would use?
He needs all 5 of them. Polearm.
He's a sword.
Sword.
A sword user.
A swordist. I like him. Okay, I'm
Next.
getting the Alice in Wonderland. Like just
That's an easier one. It's just Noelle.
Noelle, yeah.
But she is a maid.
Right. So interesting, her stockings, and most of your stockings, they look like muscles. Don't they look
I
like
think
if
it's
you
all made of
amped
metal
them?
because it's part of the boots.
Okay, but doesn't it look like what muscles
Yeah.
she would have under her skin? That's what.
So because of her vision, which is the thing that gives them powers,
Mm-hmm.
she's very strong, which you don't really see in game, but like through the reading of the character. She one time picked up a whole bookshelf with one hand.
Oh.
And she's always training because she wants to become a knight for the region that she's from.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she keeps failing the exam.
Maybe she didn't keep it up. She didn't keep up her continuing education credits.
She dreams of joining. I think she's like too insecure or like not confident enough in herself.
See, don't her hands look like skeleton hands? It's kind of cool.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, I know it's gloves,
Yeah.
but I see the maid definitely coming out. She does look shy and not so sure about herself. She needs some confidence. She needs to hang out with, what's the other one?
Beidou?
All the confidence. Is that the
pirate.
pirate lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to pal up because she could get some pointers from her.
And what weapon type do you think she uses?
She does the polearm.
She's another claymore.
Claymore.
A giant sword.
Giant sword. Oh, like where does she hide it?
It just materializes
Oh.
for all of them, basically.
Of course it does.
Yeah, because it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Just comes out of thin air.
Yeah, as it should.
Yeah,
Oh, it's another icy
another ice boy.
nice boy. Yeah.
He's an exorcist.
Oh, so he's probably friends with the one that was kind of priestess.
Actually, no, just because they're from different regions.
Oh, so they
So
don't.
he's from Liyue.
Okay.
I think it's an
Family of
easier name, but
exorcists.
how would you pronounce that name?
Chongyun.
Chongyun.
Chongyun. Yeah.
The abundance of yang energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like very positive. but he's born from a family of exorcists, and because he has so much positive energy, he's never actually seen anything to exorcise because they just leave the vicinity once he comes in.
Well, that's what makes him like a master exorcist, because he could just walk in, doesn't have to do
Kind
any of
of.
the hard work.
And he has to keep himself cooler, hence the ice pop that he always pulls out.
Oh, okay. I like that ice pop. This is like one of those blue raspberry ones.
What weapon type do you think?
He's a bow.
He's a claymore.
Jeez, we've got a run of claymores here. Grandma. Sucrose.
Yep.
She's a sugar enzyme. That's interesting. An alchemist. So bioalchemy, that's pretty interesting. So she's got... Yes.
So she practices all the time, and she's very insecure as well.
Yeah, and kind of clumsy.
And she actually does have like animal ears here.
Oh.
So what weapon type do you think she uses?
Catalyst.
Yes. You got 3 right so far.
But not out of how many.
I don't know how many there are now. I mean,
She looks intelligent.
there's a decent number of them at this point. Then we have Jean, which
Jean or Jean, if you want to use
I suppose
the
it
fridge.
is.
Again, another dandy or a fop. That kind of clothing or look to it.
Yeah, so she's the grandmaster of the army in Mondstadt, and she's the sister of Barbara.
Okay, what energy is that? I don't think I've
That's
seen it.
Animo.
Okay, I haven't
Just like
seen
wind.
Animo. Oh, okay. She's kind of flirty,
Actually, she really isn't
Oh, okay.
in game. She's more like headstrong.
the way women should be.
And what weapon type do you think she is?
I would give her a sword.
You are correct. She does in fact wield a sword.
Diluc.
Diluc.
Devilish.
So he's kind of brothers with Kaeya, which we saw earlier, but it's more of like adopted brothers.
A little bit piratey.
He's got longer hair.
Yeah. They all seem to be into very long flowing hair. Very Rapunzel-esque. And he has sneaker boots on. Boot sneakers. And there's his familiar.
Yeah, this one
The falcon.
isn't used in game for anything, it's just one of his idle animations.
Okay.
What weapon do you think he would wield?
Yield. Pole arm.
He's a claymore.
Man, it seems like whenever I guess pole arm, I get a claymore.
For some of them, it is very hard to tell.
There's not any clues in how they act or what they wear.
No. Some of them it's easier. This one's harder, and then some of the other ones are definitely hard as well.
It's random. It's very random.
Yeah.
Qiqi.
It's Qiqi.
Qiqi.
She's a very hated character in the community.
Oh no.
just because of the way that the wishing system works to get characters. A lot of the times you end up getting her when you don't want her. So she just shows up. It's like a meme.
Oh. Is she a smarty pants?
She's not technically a zombie, but that's like the closest thing to refer to it in, I guess, American culture.
Oh.
She's basically a zombie. So that's her little talisman to kind of keep her suppressed in terms of power. Because without that, she like becomes enraged and is uncontrollable. And she has to do her calisthenics because if she doesn't, since she's a zombie, she gets like the post-mortem stuff.
Okay.
And what weapon do you think she would wield?
Catalyst?
She's a sword user.
She's a sword. She's got the Chinese braid down the back of her. And it's like she has band-aids on her legs, but that's probably part of the...
Yeah, it's part of like, because she's a
She's
zombie.
decaying. Yes. Huh.
And she works at a pharmacy.
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that about her.
Up next,
Mona.
another witch-looking character.
Yeah. I like her hair things.
like the
Barrettes. and
twin
those
tails.
are her ears.
No, that's her hair.
Okay. Just making sure.
She's an astrologist.
Oh, okay. And she has a witch-like hat. I bet she's a catalyst.
Yeah,
And then it's not electron. It's not electro.
that's all
Animal?
bubbles.
Oh, bubble. So she's a water character?
Yeah, hydro.
Hydro. She's drain commissioner?
Huh?
She's the drain commissioner.
I guess.
It sounded like.
So this isn't actually her original outfit, but some characters have different outfits they're slowly releasing. So this is just a different outfit for her, but how would you pronounce this name?
Keqing?
It's Keqing.
Keqing. Oh.
Yeah, when I first played the game, I thought it was Keqing because I didn't know the pronunciations.
Oh, yeah. Keqing. Bo?
She's another sword user. I guess with all the gods that there are, she's very skeptical of all of them.
And does she tell them so?
I don't think she says it directly to them, but they're aware of it. Whereas most people just outright respect the gods.
And she doesn't.
Not as much. And then speaking of the gods, this is one of them.
Oh, so all those other people weren't gods?
No, most of them are vision wielders or bearers, which means they were given a vision by the gods of their respective elements for one reason or another. But he's the Animo god. Well, I guess Archon, technically.
He looks like he comes from the Austrian land, the German land.
Well, he's from Mondstadt, just based on Germany.
Right, okay, and I can see that. I can see the German influence, especially in the bloomers.
I mean, I'm not going to get too much in the story, but this isn't his original body. It was the body of a friend that he had who passed away during the war.
Okay.
So he kind of took that body as his image.
Because he doesn't really have an image.
Yeah, because the Archons, they're just like beings, kind of.
Without human forms.
Yeah, I think they can take human form, but at least he can transform into another one.
Right.
I'm not as well versed in the lore of everything. I just play the game.
Right.
So I'm sure someone could explain it better than I could, but...
I'm sure there's hours and hours of
Oh
lore
yeah, there's
on all
whole
these.
channels dedicated to just the lore.
So he's into wind, or he's got wind. Well, you said he was
The Animo Archon.
Animo.
And what weapon type do you think Venti would wield?
Oh, definitely a bow.
Yeah.
He's got that windswept look. Oh, it's Christmas.
So that's an easier name.
Klee.
Yeah, she's from Mondstadt as well. And she's the one who made the Baron Bunny for Amber. Because her whole thing is she makes bombs. And she like creates her own bombs. And then she gets in trouble for it. And then Jean locks her up for timeout.
Are these characters timeless, or do they have ages?
They do have ages. Not all of them. Like in the game, they don't really tell you what their ages are. It's more of speculation.
Okay.
But she is like one of the younger ones in the game.
Yeah, she looks younger. Okay, so I'm gonna say her thing is a catalyst.
It is. And she throws out bombs with it.
And so can the bombs kill the other characters?
No, it's just the enemies.
Just the enemies.
Another short one.
Diona.
And she's another one that's like a cat species, kind of.
Yeah, I can see the ears.
There's a certain name for it. I don't know if they say it here. I don't think so. Just as non-human.
Oh, I see the tail.
Yeah, there is some proper name for this species. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But she's a bartender.
Again, very German.
Yeah.
Austrian, not a cat person.
And what weapon type?
Claymore.
She's a bow.
Ah,
She's a little mixer.
yeah. A minxer. He's handsome. Tartaglia.
And his code name is Child
Oh,
with an E. So it's not just Child,
it's childy.
it's Child E.
E.
So he's actually one of like the
Hydra.
evil characters in the game that you
Oh.
can fight, but he's also a playable character.
What does he have in his hair or on his head? Oh, he's a bow.
It's a mask. Oh, yeah. What gave that away?
This is a wild guess.
Just a hunch?
His name is hardly feared on the battlefield. Why is that?
Well, just because he likes to
warrior.
fight. Like even if he knows he might lose, he still wants to fight just for the sake of fighting.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that. Xinyan.
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 So she likes rock music, rock and roll, which you could get like a very punk vibe
I
from it.
do get, especially the studs in her hair. And she's afraid of frogs.
Yeah.
Wow, I like it. We get along well with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, so she introduced rock and roll to the Liyue region because they hadn't really encountered that before. And she gets in trouble for holding pop-up concerts. What weapon do you think she wields?
Claymore.
Yes, you got a claymore correct.
Wow, I gotta throw one in there every now and then. I love the studs in her hair. They're
Then we have another one of the Archons, the Geo Archon.
Zhongli.
Zhongli.
Zhongli, I got it right.
His Archon name is Morax.
It's like he's a philosopher based on how he's talking and
Yeah,
his
he's
body language.
very well versed in like everything because he's lived for thousands of years.
That would do it.
Yeah.
And what are those?
That's like just Geo,
Oh,
the
that's
element.
Geo.
But one of his abilities is he summons a meteor.
That's handy. That can
Yeah.
come in very handy. Right, I'm gonna give him a bow.
He's a polearm,
Arm.
but he's one of the fan favorite characters in the game.
I can understand that.
Plus, he's just very useful in combat.
He also has a very pleasant voice.
Yeah.
Kinda
In like
soothing.
every language, he has a very nice voice.
You gotta have a few like that.
And then this is the character that was teaching Sucrose with alchemy and everything.
Okay, Albedo.
Yeah, and he's a homunculi or homunculus.
I've heard that word homunculus before, but I'm not sure what it means.
It's kind of like not an actual human, kind of created artificially. What weapon do you think he is?
I'm gonna give him a pole more.
He's a sword. He's also an artist.
Yeah,
so you
I see
could
that.
kind of see. One of the most powerful characters in the game.
Ganyu.
Yeah, she's part Chilin, Chillian.
Chilean?
Chillian. You can see that with the horns here.
Oh yeah, Chilean. She probably does a bow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't gotten her yet on any account, but she is one of the strongest in the game just because of her abilities.
So you've never gotten her in terms of when you play the game?
Yeah, there's a whole wishing system in terms of how you get characters, and it's very luck based. So someday maybe.
Xiao.
Yeah, Xiao.
Wouldn't want to sidle up next to him.
He's another character that's lived for a long time.
Well, nobody can get close enough to him to get rid of him.
Yeah, he distances himself from everyone else just because I probably can't say the whole story in terms of just off of memory, but basically during the Archon War and everything, he fought along the gods and he kind of helped suppress the demons, and the way that he prevents them from still coming back today is like he's always internally fighting them. He's known as the conqueror of demons, but he kind of distances himself from other people for their sake, not for his.
I'm gonna guess he's a sword.
He's a pole arm.
Oh, Hu Tao.
Yeah, Hu Tao.
Hey, Casper. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's the funeral parlor director. So she deals with like whenever there's like burial services or anything of that nature. And she likes playing pranks on people.
Does the ghost have a name, or is the ghost?
No, it's just like to play along with the theme of her character. And what weapon do you think?
I'm gonna say pole arm.
Yes.
Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. It's really just a balloon. Bye now. Rosaria.
Yep, and she works at the church as well, but she's very rebellious. Because when she was younger, she would, I forget if it was assassins or bandits or something, but like they brought her in at a very young age. But so she's just very rebellious and doesn't go along with what the church tries to preach.
Like so many of us.
Which, I mean, you could get that from the outfits. It's like you could see the kind of church-y aesthetic, especially the veil.
Right.
Then she has like the fishnets and everything.
Yeah, I like it. It's a cool look.
And what weapon type do you think she is?
I think she's a catalyst.
She's a pole arm.
Pole arm. Yanfei.
So she also has like little antler things here.
That,
She's not purely human. I think she's like half something. Just to tell me. I don't remember. Everything here just says half illuminated beast. She's a lawyer in the game.
Oh.
So she does everything by the book.
I saw the book. So is her thing a catalyst?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all I have to go by. That's justice.
Scale of justice.
Scale of justice. So she's very logical.
Yeah.
Character. Not prone to flights of fancy. Eula. She's another ice princess. Or ice queen.
So she's part of an aristocracy. But she doesn't agree with it necessarily. And like the aristocracy was very hated because of what they did. So she's trying to change that image. But she's like disliked just because of that, at least within the game, not actual players. And she's very into dance. So even with her animations, you could tell she's very like fluid. What weapon do you think she would use?
Give her a claymore.
That would be correct. There's another fan favorite character.
Kazuha.
It's Kazuha. He's from Inazuma, so it's based on Japan. But he's one of the characters where he's Animo element, but his outfit, at least in terms of color scheme, don't really represent the element. But you could see there's a lot of maple leaves all over it.
Oh, he's Canadian. Does he like bacon?
I don't know. He's like a traveling warrior or samurai, I guess. Very free-spirited, and he likes poetry.
And he likes to smell spearmint leaves. Oh no, he's blowing on it.
It's like a grass whistle,
Yeah,
but with a leaf.
And that's anime or no, it's not electro.
Anime.
It's anime.
And the anime element.
The anime element. He's a sword, definitely. Oh, because
you looked down right when he pulled it out. I was like, uh-oh. But yeah, you guessed correctly.
I heard the air swishing.
Yeah, he's one of the strongest support characters in the game.
And I like the flip-flop look on his feet.
His sandals. To add to the like free-spirited look.
Socks with sandals. It could be
course.
a trend.
I mean, in Japan, I think that is
It is.
bigger.
Yeah. Kamasato Ayaka. Ayaka. Ooh, sword.
Oh, I always forget that some of them pull it out in their idle animations.
Was that a sword or was it pole arm?
I don't know, take a guess.
It didn't have a point on it, so I'm gonna have to say pole arm.
There was a sword.
It was a sword. Okay, well.
We'll see if she pulls it out again. You'll be able to see. But she's the daughter of a very respected clan within the region she's from. Her and her brother.
Oh, now I see the point. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. She's got some class there. I actually really like her outfit.
Yeah, she's a fun character to play too. She could do a lot of damage. Just all you'll look for in this game, big numbers.
The little woodland creature. The leaf on her head.
She's a ninja.
Oh, okay. And she does calisthenics.
I feel like that's an easier name.
Sayu.
Yep, Sayu.
Sayu.
And this is just her little outfit to
Okay,
help her
so-
disguise herself.
So she's not really a woodland creature, that's
No,
just her.
but she thinks that by sleeping it'll help her grow taller. So she sleeps a ton. Yeah, she's a little
She must
ninja.
look like Totoro when she went into that little, you know what Totoro is?
Yeah.
And she does that thing where she goes up into a ball. That's what she's got his shape.
That's how she disguises herself. She goes
Yeah.
up into the trees.
Yeah.
Out of all the weapons, what do you think a
Wow.
little nimble ninja would wield?
I think she'd probably have a little sword.
Yeah, it's a claymore.
Oh,
The biggest sword of them all.
well, I guess she's overcompensating. I like the leaf still on her head when she does that.
Next up,
Okay, definitely fire.
yeah, the pyro. And she makes fireworks, which plays a lot into her playstyle.
She has those wings, but they look like they're made out of...
It's more of like bows, like ropes.
Okay, ropes and bows. She's cute.
What element, or not element, what weapon?
I'm afraid I peeked. She's a bow.
She is, oh, you peeked.
Well, sometimes
Cheater.
it's really
I
hard.
know.
I'd have to keep a blinder on right there. As it is, I try to just look over here with it, and she likes those sparklers.
We'll go to this.
Kujo Sara.
Yeah, Kujo Sara.
Kujo Sara. Very Japanese.
So she's the leader of the army in Inazuma. She's a Tengu.
What does that mean?
It's within that mythology. It's this kind of creature. I think it's based on birds.
Yep.
But she doesn't actually transform into. Well, actually, she does pop out the wing occasionally, as you can see there.
Pops out the occasional wing.
Yeah, just to show off.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I would too if I could do that.
Yeah, I would just leave them out. Why
Display.
not? Strike fear into people.
There you go. Just bring them around in a bag.
Yeah.
Pull them out at parties. There you go. So she's gonna be. I think she would have a bow.
She would.
Okay.
You would be correct.
Good.
And then this is the best character in the game,
Oh.
according to absolutely everyone.
Even you?
Yeah.
Okay. Raiden Shogun.
She's the Electro Archon.
Nice braid. Nice outfit.
Yeah, so she rules over the Inazuma region very strictly. And there's a lot of very confusing backstory to her. Because she doesn't directly rule over it. It's a puppet that she created of herself to rule over it. And she lives in the sword of the puppet. She put her consciousness into it so that she could meditate forever to not decay. Because she's very obsessed with eternity.
That's a cool backstory.
And there's more to it than that, but I won't get into that.
Yeah, this is the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah. And what weapon type?
I'm gonna give her a claymore because
She's a polearm. However, when she uses her burst, because each character has a elemental skill in a burst, she pulls out a sword. She pulls it out of her chest.
okay, that's where I pull mine out to.
Yeah, that's a logical place to start.
It really is.
Give that name a try.
Senganomiya Kokomi.
It's Sangonomiya Kokomi.
Sanganomiya Kokomi. Yeah, you just have to say it once the right way.
Yeah. So she's the leader of an island within Inazuma called Watatsumi. And she was the leader of the rebellion against the army of that region.
She has a catalyst.
Yeah, because of the book.
Yep.
Oh, that's not really her catalyst, but she does wield one.
Yeah.
And she's a very aquatic looking.
I was just gonna say, yeah, she looks like she has fins.
And then I think a little fish circle around her in one of her animations. According to the game, she's a very skilled tactician. They always have this theme of one of the characters in a region overworked themselves.
So that was the other one.
Yeah, so in Mondstadt, it was Jean. In Liyue, it was Ganyu. And then here, it's her. There's always someone.
She's got little horns or something.
I think it's just the headband.
Oh, okay. Thoma.
Yep, he's originally from Mondstadt, but he came with the Inazuma region, because that's where he is now.
Seems troubled.
He's actually very carefree to an extent, and he kind of goes around and just solves everyone's problems. He's known as the fixer.
Oh, there's the weapon. It's a pole arm. No,
Maybe.
it's a claymore.
Yeah, definitely Claymore, 100%.
Okay. No, pole arm.
I thought the weapon would give it away.
That was pole arm.
It was.
What's the claymore again? The pole arm is the double-edged
Claymore is a giant sword.
giant sword. Oh, another cat.
Well, he's a
Catwoman.
dog, actually.
This one?
Yeah,
Oh, Gorou.
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 You can see the tail.
Yeah. Looks foxy. Looks
Yeah,
less
it
cat and
is.
more foxy.
Yeah, I guess fox, dog, along those lines. And he's a general of the resistance army, which Kokomi was the leader of.
He wield a bow.
Yeah. I feel like you're good at guessing the bow ones.
It's a good thing you whipped that out before. I would have guessed Catalyst. I like the little man bag too.
What's his name?
Wow. Arataki Itu?
Very close. Ito.
Ito. Got some interesting paint and horns.
Yeah, so he's the leader of a gang in the Inazuma region. So I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of the Yakuza in Japan.
I don't know what that is, but...
They're not as popular now, but it used to be a feared gang.
Oh,
And they all had tattoos and everything. What weapon type?
Polearm.
He's Claymore.
Those two just confuse me. Yunjin.
Yeah, Yunjin. She's an opera singer.
Still some German influence.
She's from Liyue, which is a Chinese-based one.
Okay.
So it's all of her stuff is based on Chinese opera.
Of course, I'm hearing the music that sounds
Yeah.
very Chinese.
And what weapon type you think she is?
A claymore.
She's a polearm, which that kind of gives away, kind of.
Yeah,
Like that's not the actual polearm, but
but it's got 2 points on it.
yeah, close enough.
Right.
We have another exorcist,
Shenhe.
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 So she's actually the aunt of Chongyun.
The exorcist
Yeah.
boy.
So she has these red ropes all around her, and these actually suppress the powers that she has because she has like an overwhelming amount of power that she can't control otherwise.
That's kind of a drag. Okay, so where is she? She is a bow.
She's a polearm.
Okay.
This is a shrine, I believe it's shrine maiden is the term.
I made it.
Or at least she's the Lady Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Ah, Yaimiko.
Yeah, and she's actually a fox.
Without a
She can
tail.
transform into one.
Oh, she does the sword.
She's a catalyst, but she's friends with the Raiden Shogun. And then this is Ayaka's brother.
Masato Ayato.
Ayato.
Ayato. Masato Ayato.
So they both run the Kamisato clan together. And he's got his boba tea.
Oh, too funny. That's really funny. He has a bubble tea pocket in his... Have you ever had bubble tea?
No.
You either like it or you don't, I think.
What weapon you think? Oh.
Oh, hello,
Wow,
sword.
right on time.
Yeah, here, thanks.
Thanks a lot, Ayato. So what would you guess for weapon?
I think a sword.
Maybe.
So quick.
Or maybe it's just a red herring.
I don't know, it doesn't seem like a red herring would make much of a weapon.
So right now she's one of the newest characters in the game.
She do a claymore?
She's a bow, but her whole thing is not necessarily gambling, but they play that a lot into her aesthetic. Like she has the dice there that she throws around.
Okay.
And it's even in her skill animations. And then the last one that we have for now,
Kuki Shinobu.
Kuki Shinobu, but I just refer to her as Cookie because it's close enough.
Kuki.
So she's actually in Ito's gang.
And she's afraid of getting COVID.
I think it's just part of the disguise since she's in a gang, so she kind of hides her identity.
So she's a bow.
She's a sword,
Oh,
which I
sword.
think she just
I mean, that's
pulled
what I
out.
meant. That's what I meant. I meant a sword. She's got red bows on. Does she have to control her?
No, that's
powers?
just for aesthetics. So I think you had said that she was one of your favorites.
Yes.
Did you have any others that just based on design stood out more? I mean, I'm sure that the Raiden Shogun did. It's one of the best characters in the game.
Which one?
This one.
I like the witch hat one. Go back to Lisa. Yeah, I liked Lisa. Actually, I like the one that had bats.
Oh, Fischl?
Yeah. Yes, I liked her. I like her look.
She's actually getting a new outfit in the next update.
Oh, cool.
So a different cosplay.
That means everyone that does cosplay has to go out and get a new outfit.
That's
Make
true.
a new outfit.
Yeah. Well, I think we're done then.
All right.
All right.
Signing off.
So
Sayonara.